something of any woman or anybody who's watching? Have you ever felt like screaming aloud? You know, you've been working, you've been doing things that you're supposed to do and you can't go any further. Want to scream? Just scream and get it out of you. And that's what the cricketer in this video says, and he's actually paying a tribute to his wife when he says that she came all the way with our kids to be with me in the bubble, but we were going out to play in the field, we were going out for our practice sessions, but my wife was cooped up in the room with our kids, and she had been through such a lot that one day she just started crying and howling. And I realized how difficult it had been for her. So when you go through such a thing, it's important to, cry, it's important to scream, and it's important to talk to people, it's important to seek help. And in this segment, we have a doctor who also talks about similar issues and how women who are not able to conceive can go in for IVF rather than feeling mentally insecure. And I'm sure many women have felt this when they are not able to conceive. Go in for IVF, go in to see specialists who can help you. Cry for heaven's sake if you will, but don't just let go of yourself. So these are strong words, enabling words from a top athlete and a doctor. So please do watch.
Believe me, now even small towns have amazing IVF or reproductive health facilities. Most of the centers or most of B towns have IVF centers. They just have to visit a gynecologist or a fertility specialist. As I said, there are a couple of blood tests. Even nutrition, like hemoglobin, has to be checked. So that has to be done. An anti-Mullerian hormone test has to be done. As I told you, how it is done is that they have to undergo a ovarian stimulation with gonadotropins for around 12 days. They need to take these injections every day. Either they can pack those injections they can take it wherever they are comfortable. Routine activity is not at all hampered, not at all. They can continue doing what they are doing. They might just feel a little tired, but they can continue doing their sport, they can continue doing their routine practice, absolutely the way they are doing. Most of the people undergoing these cycles are working women, so they can absolutely go ahead with their activity. The only day where they need to take a break or rest is the day of oocyte retrieval. That will happen when the follicle size or the egg size is around 20 millimeters. That day we give a trigger injection, and 36 hours later is when we do the oocyte retrieval. So that day we will be putting that lady or the woman under short general anesthesia. That takes around 20 minutes, and that is the day where we give anesthesia. Other than that, she does not need to take any rest. The next month itself, she is back on the ground. She can practice, she can do everything routine.
If on that Sydney morning, if I didn't have my children and wife with me, I would have not owned the shots and gone to the game. Just to lighten it up. But let me tell you something, it's not easy. A lot of time people, when the team loses, right, people out there come out and talk about how family, tum log aish kar rahe ho, you're enjoying, there is a lot of fun, come on, play the game. I'll tell you something, a small story that happened in Brisbane. We were not supposed to be in a bubble, and all of a sudden when we went to Brisbane, the Queensland government had different rules, so we were supposed to be locked up in a room. My wife very well knows how difficult it is to travel. She's done this traveling bit on and off. And at Brisbane, we landed, they put us in a hotel room and they said, you can't go. And like 10 minutes later, I started to hear some crying noises. It was not like from my children or something. I went and saw and she was crying. She had a massive, burst out of emotions. She said, I don't know what's happening, but I cannot take these hotel rooms anymore. With 2 children in the room, we can't go out. You guys are going to practice. You guys are going to the game. You're getting fresh air, but I have to be inside this room. It just feels too inhuman. I came out for the love that I have for you. Our family needs to be together. We have young children, and that's why I came. But I can't do this anymore. So all I could do was just hold her hands and just stay with her and hear what she had to say. And then, 2 days later, she was okay and back to normal. We were going to finish the tour and go back home. But this is the extent to which it can get to you. And nobody, I mean, it is very hard to explain. Like they say, they say empathy is standing in somebody else's shoes, but we hardly have any of it from the exterior. It looks fancy. Yes, there is no doubt cricketers are earning, they make money. Absolutely no denying that. But you also need to understand this is a career that's short-lived and people make sacrifices. And ever since the age of 8, as far as I know, I have not lived a normal life. I have given up on several normal things. I'm the only son in my family. I haven't gone back for Diwali for over 27 years. I haven't gone back to a Pongal for 27 years. Birthday wishes are generally on the phone. Nowadays, at least you have these WhatsApp and FaceTime calls where you can see your parents' faces. But my parents had COVID and were serious in the hospital 6 months ago. I haven't seen them for 7 months. These are small things you live for. Yes, the team needs to win. Cricket is a bigger emotion in the country than anything else. But I think empathy is something we can all do better with.